El-Auria is Gallifrey, but Guinan is not a Time Lord. The mysterious world of El-Auria, home of the character Guinan in Star Trek: The Next Generation, has been theorized by some to be the same planet as Gallifrey from the Doctor Who universe, making Guinan a Time Lord. But could Gallifrey and El-Auria really be one and the same? To explore this fascinating idea, we must first examine how each franchise describes the location of these planets within the Milky Way galaxy. In Doctor Who, Gallifrey is situated in an area of space known as the constellation of Kasterborous, a densely packed region of stars near the center of the galaxy, specifically at coordinates 10-0, 11-00 by 02 from galactic zero center. Meanwhile, the Star Trek wiki site, Memory Alpha, places El-Auria in either the Alpha, Beta, or Delta quadrant. To reconcile this seemingly conflicting information, let's suppose that El-Auria is located at an intersection of these three quadrants, which would place it very near the galactic core, much like Gallifrey. Assuming for a moment that both planets are indeed the same, would this really imply that Guinan is a Time Lord? It's a wild idea with far-reaching implications. So let's delve into it, keeping in mind that what follows is purely my own personal take. Feel free to take it, leave it, or use it as inspiration for your own theories. In my mind, while El-Auria might be Gallifrey, Guinan and the other El-Aurians are not Time Lords. This distinction is crucial for the headcanon fodder that follows. It also offers an explanation for the many differences between the Star Trek and Doctor Who universes, while establishing a framework that connects them within a shared multiverse. The semantics of the name, El-Auria, evoke an image of a beautiful paradise. I see it as having been an alternative ancient name for Gallifrey, much like how Earth is known by various names, including Terra, Gaia, and Tellus. In episodes like fan favorite, Yesterday's Enterprise, Star Trek suggests that El-Aurians are naturally long-lived, telepathic and time-sensitive. This is also true of ancient Gallifreyans, long before they became full-blown Time Lords. However, unlike their Doctor Who counterparts, the El-Aurians clearly never developed time travel technology, nor became the self-proclaimed Lords of Time. This is a critical divergence between the two universes. From my perspective, one possible explanation for this divergence involves the great vampires. In Doctor Who, these powerful beings terrorized the galaxy many tens of thousands of years ago, and inspired vampire myths on countless worlds. The ancient Gallifreyans fought and killed these monsters, using bowships, spacecraft armed with a mighty bolt of steel that could pierce their hearts and destroy them. It was during this conflict that Rassilon rose to power on Gallifrey. Rassilon was the warrior king and scientific visionary who became the founder of Time Lord Society. My suggestion is that, in the Star Trek universe, the great vampires were defeated not by the ancient Gallifreyans, but, rather, the Preservers. The Preservers were an advanced ancient species, known for their role in seeding and protecting many humanoid cultures across the galaxy. Some beta canon sources suggest that the Preservers were responsible for creating the Doomsday Machines, featured in the TOS episode of the same name, and designed these planet-killing superweapons to combat the Borg. However, the Preservers lived in the far distant past, and the Borg are relative newcomers to space travel. It therefore seems more plausible that the Doomsday Machines were created to eradicate a much older threat, such as a vampire infestation of the ancient galaxy. In my mind, this destruction of the great vampires, before their war with Gallifrey, significantly altered the course of Gallifreyan history in the Star Trek universe. Without the emergence of Rassilon to confront the vampire threat, Gallifrey's ancient, matriarchal culture of the Pythia endured far longer than in the Doctor Who timeline. Consequently, on Star Trek's El-Auria, the scientific genius Omega, Rassilon's closest ally, never developed, or deployed, the Hand of Omega to create the Eye of Harmony, which became the ultimate source of the Time Lord's power. This pivotal event in the Doctor Who timeline never transpired in the Star Trek universe, drastically altering El-Auria's future. Like their Time Lord counterparts, most El-Aurians chose not to leave their home world, instead observing other worlds at a distance, perhaps using similar technology to the Iconians, as seen in the TNG episode, Contagion, or even the space-time visualizer, from the Doctor Who serial The Chase, although presumably without the ability to view other periods in time. However, some of the more adventurous El-Aurians did venture to other worlds, as did Guinan to Earth in the late 19th century. Meanwhile, this fundamental divergence between the histories of El-Auria and Gallifrey also led to a dramatically different development of the rest of the galaxy. Without the Time Lords around, other, powerful species like the Iconians and the Q Continuum rose to prominence, while races like the Daleks never materialized, allowing races such as the Klingons, Cardassians, Romulans, and Borg to flourish in their place. Ultimately, it was the Borg who would devastate El-Auria. In the mid-23rd century, the Borg collective invaded the world of the El-Aurians, assimilating, or destroying, nearly the entire population of the planet. Only a small number of El-Aurians survived, scattered across the galaxy. One ship, which included Guinan and scientist Toli and Soren, managed to reach Federation space, where they were rescued by the USS Enterprise B, during the events of Star Trek: Generations. This destruction of El-Auria has poignant parallels with the various destructions of Gallifrey, in both the Doctor Who TV series proper, and beta canon sources. So there you have it, my headcanon for why El-Auria is Gallifrey, but Guinan is not a Time Lord. I hope you enjoyed it. And even if you didn't, please let me know your own thoughts, by leaving a comment. If you did enjoy it, why not subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future?